everybody, my name is Senkara and this is my level 2 Beast Egyptian God card deck profile. Now, before watching this, I suggest you check out yesterday's video by clicking the card above, the little thing that pops up there. Check that out, in which I actually used this deck against a bunch of other... I showed off this deck in several duels in that video, and also you can also see a bunch of other Egyptian God card decks that you might be interested in. So, this is my level 2 Beast Egyptian God deck. It's a Melffy deck, basically. I mean, look at these things. These things are friggin' adorable. I absolutely love Melffys. Look, Rabby's on top of that favorite stump again, looking all around the forest at his fluffy friends. Do you like exploring too? Good, let's go find more Melffy friends with Rabby. Oh, I love Rabby. Look at this guy. He's so cute. Look at the Melffy Rabby. Look at all the Melffys. Melffys are great. So, the premise of this deck, I actually built this deck a while ago, back in the Dueling Network days, before the Melffys had even came out. I made a level 2 Beast deck. The premise is Obedience Schooled special summons 3 level 2 or lower Beast effect monsters. So, this card's pretty wild. It's a 1-card Egyptian God tributes ready to go. So, that's the premise of this deck. So, let's just get right into it, and I'll explain everything and how this deck works. So, first we have 2 Baby Raccoon Ponpoko. Not the best card, but it special summons a level 2 beast from your deck in face down defense position. With Ponpoko, I'll normally go into the next card, Baby Raccoon Tantan, who when flipped special summons a level 2 beast monster from your deck, which I'll then go into either Kalantosa, Nimble Mamanga, or any of the Melffys. So 1 Tantan, 2 Ponpokos. Yeah, these guys are just searches for the rest of the monsters in your deck. Basically, you might not draw one of these, and so you go into one of these guys instead. Next we have 3 Kalantosa, Mystical Beast of the Forest. This guy is absolutely insane. This guy is the core of the deck, and the sun is shining in my eyes. Why must it do this when I start recording? There we go. This guy's the core of the deck. When he's special summoned by the effect of a beast monster, you can target any card on the field and destroy it, including your own, which I'll get into why you might want to do that later. But this card is insane, and we just recycle him over and over. Kalantosa, fantastic. Need 3 of them. Next we have the Melffy engine. Let me explain what the Melffys do. Melffys all have the same effect with 1 key difference. So first of all, during the end phase, if one of your Melffys are in your hand, you can special summon it. You can only use each effect of the card name once per turn. So Melffy Caddy, each effect once per turn. And then also, if your opponent normal or special summons a monster, except during the damage step, or if your opponent's monster targets this card for an attack, you can return this card to the hand. Now all of the Melffys have that same effect. The next part is what's different. So after it's returned to the hand, in the case of Melffy Caddy, you can add 1 beast monster from your deck to your hand. Melffy Fenny special summons a beast monster from your hand. Melffy Pony adds a level 2 or lower beast monster from your graveyard to your hand. And finally, Melffy Puppy special summons a level 2 or lower beast monster from your deck. Now what's great is that these guys specify level 2 or lower beast monsters and not Melffys specifically, so you can add and special summon your Kalantosa and anything else, but mainly your Kalantosa is what you want to go for, either Kalantosa or another Melffy. So Melffys are great. We run 2 Caddies, 2 Fennies, 1 Pony, and 2 Puppies. Pony's effect we don't really use that often. It's not the greatest. I only really use it in combination with Fenny to special summon from the hand, but Puppy is the main one. Puppy special summons from the deck, and Caddy adds from the deck to the hand. So those are great, and then you just sort of keep recycling your Kalantosa. So that's the Melffys. Also, don't forget, they all special summon themselves from the hand during the end phase, which is an easy way to get a bunch of monsters on the field, and then you just gotta keep them there pretty much. It's so easy. So easy. Next we got triple Nimble Mamanga, the classic. The Nimble Mamanga is like one of the old school cards that go in any Egyptian God card deck back in the day. And it still works in this one because he has a level 2 beast effect monster. When it's destroyed by battle, you gain 1,000 life points and then special summon up to 2 more straight from your deck, and timed out due to inactivity. Great, thanks, cool, wonderful. As I was saying, Nimble Mamanga special summons 2 more of itself, so that's just an easy way to get 2 more tributes out. And finally, for the level 2 beast, we have 3 Valeriforn Mystical Beast of the Forest. My cat wants to come in. Speaking of beasts, am I right? Anyway, Don't get distracted by the cat. But Valeri-Fawn, yes, 3 Valeri-Fawns. Valeri-Fawn is a great card. Less important now that the Melffys are out, but Valeri-Fawn is still very useful for not only getting another tribute. If you don't know, you can discard a card to special summon a level 2 or lower beast from your graveyard, except itself, in attack or face down defense position. So normally you'll go into a Kalantosa or one of your Melffys if need be. But Valeri-Fawn is great to either just special summon Kalantosa to get that effect, or to just get an extra tribute for an Egyptian god, like I did do. So those are the level 2 beast monsters. That's the basic engine there. It works really well with this setup. Really, you just want to bring out like all of your Melffys and then just throw off their effects to Puss. Fuzz, come here. Come here. Off the table. Sorry about that, folks. The problems of the lockdown, am I right? And I see he has typed something. What does that bring us? Nothing, because no card is named that. So, as I was saying, yeah, you really just want to get out all of your Melffys and then triple Kalantosa, like, on the field, and then you just, or in the graveyard, and then it's just insanity from there, which I'll get to later if you haven't seen yesterday's video. So next, of course, the Egyptian gods. We have 1 Obelisk the Tormentor, 1 Slifer the Sky Dragon, 1 the Winged Dragon of Ra, and a Winged Dragon of Ra Spear Mode. The reason I include Spear Mode is because, normally I don't include Spear Mode if I have Ancient Chant, but with Ancient Chant, like, Ra will only have like 1,000 attack points, which isn't really a lot, so that makes Spear Mode worth it. Also, you contribute your opponent's monsters for Spear Mode, and it gives Ra 4,000 attacks, so it's a good card to have, but you don't necessarily need it. I did in the duels yesterday, I did end up summoning Ra without Spear Mode, and still won, basically, you know, basic Ra, OTK, pay all your life points, go for game, because you don't take a lot of damage with this deck going on. Surprisingly, despite them all being weak, they are furious, man. They just never die. You just never die. So, next for the spells and traps. No traps, just the spells. We have 1 Ancient Chant. Of course, Ancient Chant is amazing, gets your Winged Dragon of Ra to the hand, and gives you an extra tribute summon, and gives Ra some attack points, so it probably won't be much unless you're summoning him with Soul Crossing. Next we got Aya's Rock Sunrise. This is basically just a monster reborn for your beast monsters. It also gives them extra attack, but, you know, that probably won't be very relevant since they have such a low attack anyways. They still won't be able to get over much, but it acts to bring back a beast from the graveyard to either get its effects off or just for an extra tribute. Next we got 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, of course, just in case. 1 Melffy Hide and Seek. This card is pretty fantastic. Don't use it often, but it is very good. It recycles your beast monsters. Target 3 beast monsters in the graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, and then draw 1 card. So it's like a mini Pot of Avarice for beast monsters and can be used once per turn. It also helps protect your beast monsters from card effects, so you don't just get Raigeki, because, you know, that would be bad considering you summon like 3 in a turn during the end phase, and then if you just get nuked the field, that sucks. So Melffy Hide and Seek, pretty good card. I definitely use it, especially to recycle the Joyous Melffys. If your Joyous Melffys goes to the graveyard, you want to get out your Melffy Hide and Seek, because you need Joyous Melffys back. And putting 1 in the extra deck means less cards in the deck as well for it. Next we got a Monster Reborn, pretty standard, just brings back a card for an extra tribute, can also bring back Slifer or Obelisk, though they will be destroyed during the end phase, but you might be able to get off an OPK with that. Next we got 2 Mound of the Bound Creator and 1 Terraforming to go with it. Mound of the Bound Creator, as I've said in previous videos in the How to Play Egyptian Gods, Mound of the Bound Creator is a fantastic card. It protects your god cards from targeting and destruction, and also if this card is destroyed, you can add a divine monster from your deck to your hand, destroyed by a card effect. So, Mound of the Bound Creator is pretty fantastic. You definitely want this on the field if you're going for a god. It will protect your Egyptian god from card effect destruction, and of course it can get cards. So if you have this card on the field, you can also destroy it with your Kalantosa. That's what I was saying before. You can use Kalantosa to destroy Mound of the Bound Creator to search an Egyptian god if need be, but I would rather have Mound on the field just in case if I'm going for a god card. But if I need the god card, I can use this to get one. Next up, we have 1 Raigeki, of course, just to clear monsters, and finally the triple tribute engine here with the spells. So we got 3 Obedience School. This was like the main reason that I made this deck in the first place. I was like, what's another way that we can summon Egyptian gods? Ooh, I know, this summons 3 level 2 beasts. Let's go for level 2 beasts. Nice and easy. So if you have no monsters, you can special summon 3 level 2 lower beast monsters, beast effect monsters with different names from your deck, but their effects are negated and they are destroyed during the end phase. So save this to be used on the turn that you use it. I normally like to save Obedience School until I have a god card in your hand, but there are cases where I will just use Obedience School and go straight into Joyous Melffys because it's an amazing card, absolutely fantastic. So this is great for both of those reasons. Just don't leave your monsters on the field or they'll be destroyed. Just do something with them. Go into an Xyz or go into a god. But either way, this is a 1 card, 3 monsters, 1 card tribute summon for a god card. Very easy. It's fantastic. It's a great card. Are you still sitting there? Next we have 3 Soul Crossing. As I have said for like every episode over the past month and a half, Soul Crossing is absolutely amazing. If you don't already know why, go check out one of my other Egyptian God videos or just read it yourself. It's absolutely amazing. Next we have 2 Ties of the Brethren. This card's not as good because you're not allowed to special summon for the rest of the turn, but it can be good if you have a monster out and a god in your hand, or you have an ancient chant to get an extra tribute summon, something like that, because this will just bust out 3 tributes right off the bat. Assuming you already have a monster, it'll bring out 2 more, and it also searches your deck for more Melffys, which is fantastic because Melffy's effects obviously activate when they're on the field, so that's great. You can use your Melffy's special summon and add more stuff. So Ties of the Brethren is good, gets out 3 tributes, but it's not absolutely amazing, you know. It's not as good as Obedience School or Soul Crossing, simply because you cost 2,000 life points and you need to have a monster on the field, and you can't special summon for the rest of the turn, and you can't conduct your battle phase either, so it's not the best, but it is still good. Gets out 3 tributes, nice and easy. So that's it for the main deck. Next, let's look into the extra deck. So again, if you want to see this deck in action, check out yesterday's videos. It was a great time. I think the editing was fantastic. My editor did a fantastic job on that, so be sure to check that out. I really loved that. I was really happy with that one. So, first of all, extra deck, we got Joyous Melffys. This card basically runs the deck, right? Joyous Melffys is bloody brilliant, okay? This card is amazing. So you can use 2 or more level 2 beast monsters, so you can use as many as you want. I usually just use the whole field if I'm going into Joyous Melffys, or at least 3 monsters, right? You want at least 3, because then you can bust out triple Calantosa with its effect, and it's ridiculous. So, it has an effect that lets Melffys attack directly. Yeah, great, that's fantastic. But the other effect, during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can target 1 Beast Xyz monster, including itself, return that monster to the extra deck, and then special summon level 2 or lower beast monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials that monster had. So, the main idea with this is, like, you bust out your bunch of Melffys, you know, you Obedience Schooled into triple things, including a Calantosa, because you want at least 1 of them. And then during your opponent's turn, when the time is right, you send this guy back to the extra deck, and then triple Calantosa, or special summon as many Calantosas from your graveyard as possible, and then just blow up everything on your opponent's field. It's amazing. This guy just recycles your Calantosa over and over again. That's absolutely ridiculous. It's amazing, and I love to see it. Joyous Melffys runs this deck, okay? This is the best card in the deck. That's recycling your Calantosa and your Melffys as well. So, that's the thing with Obedience School, negates the effects of the monsters you summon, but then you just go into Joyous Melffys and then bust them out during your opponent's turn. All of these effects can activate during your opponent's turn, and most of them only activate during your opponent's turn, so it's fantastic. That's the great thing about Joyous Melffys. Joyous Melffys is just recycle, keep using that Calantosa, blow up stuff. Next we got Melffy Mommy. Melffy Mommy, you just keep giving this card Xyz materials and she basically slowly becomes you Belle. It's fantastic. Good for going against decks that use high attack points, because this deck can't handle that very well except for going into Egyptian Gods and of course Calantosa. But you know, Melffy Mommy is great for stalling if you need to stall to get your Egyptian Gods out, and it's just great for dealing some damage as well. So Melffy Mommy is fantastic. You can read its effect yourself, but she's great. Melffy Mommy, fantastic. fantastic. Fantastic for stalling. I didn't use her in any of yesterday's duels. I was thinking about it to go up against Numeronia with its 100,000 attack, but then I realized that he can negate an attack once per turn, but that would have been great if I just attack with Melffy Mommy for game. Just boop, you take all the damage. Fantastic. That would be amazing, but no, unfortunately, Melffy Mommy does not work. Right, sorry, the attack would have been negated. Anyway, next we got Melffy of the Forest. I only used this card once in yesterday's video. It is definitely useful. So you can detach one material, add one Melffy card from your deck to your hand, and then it does other stuff as well. The other stuff is good for stalling if you want to read that, but this is the main part. You can detach material to add a Melffy card. Normally with this, I'll go for a Melffy Hide and Seek. I think that's all I ever go for when I summon Melffy of the Forest, but I might also want a Puppy or a Caddy to get stuff from my deck if I don't have either of them. But Melffy Hide and Seek is going to be the main card that you go for, especially if your Joyous Melffy has been sent to the graveyard. So if your Joyous Melffy somehow gets destroyed, in my case in yesterday's duel, I lost Joyous Melffy because the Dark Ruler No More negated its effects, so I couldn't, send it back to the extra deck and run away. So Joyous Melffy ended up getting destroyed, and the next turn I went into Melffy of the Forest to grab Melffy Hide and Seek to obviously return my Joyous Melffy back to the extra deck. So that's the main reason that you use Melffy of the Forest, is just to get Hide and Seek to return your Joyous Melffy back to the extra deck to get that in, and then you get to draw a card as well, which is always fantastic. So that's it for the Melffy cards and the Beast monsters. Next we've got number 45, Crumble Logos, the Prophet of Demolition. What a name, what a fantastic name. Number 45 can negate monster effects, so that's pretty fantastic. We love negating monster effects. Also boasts an impressive 2200 attack points. What it is. So it's a pretty great card to go into. 2 or more level 2 beast monsters, so you can use as many as you want, which is great. Ronin Raccoon Sundayu, numbers 64. This guy is great. This guy was always one of the ones that I went into with the beta version of this deck, I guess you could say. Basically, you summon one of your Egyptian gods, right, like Obelisk, 4000 attack, and then you summon this guy, who then summons a token with attack points equal to the strongest monster on the field. So you summon Sundayu, and then basically you have 2 Egyptian gods. Nice and easy, it's great, just like that, you got 2. Especially if you go into Ra, pay all of your life points, and then summon another Ra with the same attack points. I mean, that's just great. So Sundayu, number 64, he's great for the OTK, just for dealing that final extra damage by basically summoning another Egyptian god with the same attack. It's great. Next we got number 69, Dark Mist. Dark Mist is a great card for level 2s. He's a fantastic card, great for stalling, great for getting over big monsters. Number 96, he's great. Sky Cavalry Centuria. Centauria. Sky Cavalry Centauria. This guy is great. He can return your opponent's monsters back to the hand. Can't be destroyed by battle, so he's good for stalling and good for getting rid of problematic monsters. Doesn't target, so he could potentially get rid of a Dragoon or something like that. And for the final Xyz monster, we have the Phantom Knights of Cursed Javelin. If you watched yesterday's video, this card is actually how I got over Numeronia. So he can target one monster, negate its effects, and change its attack points to 0 until the end of the turn. So yeah, Phantom Knights, Cursed Javelin, he's pretty great, gets rid of problematic monsters with bad effects or high attack. Something you need to get over, he's got you covered. 2 level 2 monsters, nice and easy. Next we got the Link monsters. So we got 1 Brood Enforcer. All these cards are really just to help get rid of problematic monsters. So Brood Enforcer, discard a card to destroy a card on the field. Nightmare Cerberus obviously destroys a monster. We all know. We got the 3 Nightmares. Phoenix to get rid of your spell and traps, and Unicorn to get rid of any card that can't be destroyed. Next we got Saryuja Skeldred. Of course, gives you an extra special summon and lets you draw a bunch of cards. Skeldred is amazing. We love Skeldred. And next we got 2 Tri-Brigade. So we got Tri-Brigade Ferigit the Barren Blossom. Ferigit lets you special summon a level 4 or lower beast monster from your hand during your turn, which is pretty great. And also, if she is sent to the graveyard, you can draw a card and place a card from your hand on the bottom of the deck. And finally, Tri-Brigade Rugal the Silver Sheller. He basically does the same thing. During your opponent's turn, you can special summon a level 4 or lower beast monster from your hand or graveyard, but negate its effects, and return it to the hand during the end phase. He also boasts an impressive 2300 attack points for only 2 beast monsters. So that's it for the extra deck. Most of these I don't really go into unless emergency obviously, like Nightmare Phoenix might need to get rid of an opponent's spell or trap, then I would go into Phoenix, but otherwise, I normally only go into Joyous Melffys. Joyous Melffy loop is just insane, to just keep looping him out and special summoning a bunch of Kalentoses. It's completely ridiculous, and is a very easy way to get out 3 tributes that stay alive, right? So your opponent has 3 monsters, bring out 3 Kalentoses, blow them all up, nothing dies, you have 3 tributes, boom, Egyptian God, nice and easy. So that's the main strategy of the deck, is just keep looping Joyous Melffys until you can special summon an Egyptian God. I mean, normal summon an Egyptian God, basically. This deck is very good at getting out 3 tributes and keeping them on the field, surprisingly good at that, so don't even worry about it. Like, this deck is great. Special summon all your Melffys, bring out their effects, and just throw out Kalentoses and shit. That's basically it. I mean, that's all there really is to it. Everything else is just to get, these first 3 is just to get your Melffys out, you know, get out your different Melffys, usually Puppy, who gets out another Melffy, and Caddy, who adds one to your hand, and then end phase, just special summon 4 Melffys, nice and easy. You just keep throwing out your Melffys and your Kalentoses until you can summon a God card, pretty much. Or go into one of your bigger extra deck monsters to attack the game. That's basically the strategy of the deck. So, I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. If you did, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the deck. Let me know if you tried it out for yourself. If you did, let me know how it goes, especially if you tried it at a tournament. That would be fantastic. I would love to hear about that. And, yeah, that's it. Level 2 Beast Egyptian Gods. So, also, be sure to subscribe if you like Egyptian Gods, because next week, that's when the big one's coming. My Creator of Light FTK. Very exciting stuff, and it's consistent. Probably not meta, but it's consistent. Easy as to summon the Creator of Light. Like, no complicated crap that's in all the... I think it's probably the best Creator of Light FTK out there, or at least the most consistent. I've seen 1-card combos, but, like, that's not remotely consistent at all, right? Like, it's too difficult. I've seen Danger variants, but that's random. This one that I'm going to show you next week is very consistent. It's fantastic. Creator of Light OTK, and you don't even need to summon the Creator of Light. There are a couple other ways to win as well, which I'll show off in next week's video. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. My name has been Senkara, and until next time, see ya.